President Volodymyr Zelensky has issued a fervent appeal to a coalition of allied nations, urgently requesting the provision of deep strike weapons amid a rapidly escalating conflict. The plea comes as reports indicate intensified fighting along multiple fronts, with both sides reportedly incurring heavy losses. The use of longer-range weaponry could dramatically alter the strategic calculus of the war, potentially allowing Ukrainian forces to target critical infrastructure and command centers deep within enemy-held territory, but also raising concerns about further escalation and the potential for miscalculation. Humanitarian organizations are expressing growing alarm over the safety of civilians in contested areas, citing increasing reports of infrastructure damage and disruptions to essential services. The call for deep strike weapons has already sparked debate among international observers, with some arguing it is a necessary measure for Ukraine's self-defense, while others voice concerns about the potential for widening the conflict and its broader regional implications, particularly given the already strained relations between key global powers. The situation remains fluid, and the international community is closely watching the response from allied nations to Zelenskyy's urgent request. This footage was uploaded today. Thank you for listening. Please follow or subscribe to get more updates from VXN News.
But as soon as the pressure disappeared, he abandoned diplomacy again. So it's obvious for us what to do. We need more deep strike capabilities. Sanctions against two large Russian oil companies, pressure on Russian oil. Everything Putin does is an attempt to delay new forms of pressure. We must create in Russia a will to negotiate. And I will ready to meet in any meaningful format, and the current line of contact could be the starting point of negotiations, real negotiations.
The view to help secure Ukraine's skies and seas and regenerate Ukraine's armed forces with President Trump in our calls to end the bloodshed. We all agree, in the last few days alone, Putin has rejected the opportunity for talks once again. I think we need to agree to finish the job on Russia's sovereign assets and unlock billions to help finance Ukraine's defence. The EU yesterday took a strong step by commissioning advice on how to meet Ukraine's financing needs. And the UK is ready to move in tandem with the EU to drive this forward as fast as possible and to get those funds flowing to Ukraine.
In peace, and neither surrender nor personality of permanent conflict. And this made, we will deliver the weeks to come on additional efforts, our discussions, but we all share the same objectives, meaning giving visibility, air defense capacities, long-range capabilities, drones and non-drone systems. I want to complete programs and New Mirage, and we will, with some other colleagues, confirm intensity of Russian strikes targeting Ukrainian energy infrastructures. We also need and it's very important for the weeks to come. In parallel, we have to, as the key points, to be sanctioned. And in parallel,
and as soon as Putin felt pressure and the possibility of tomahawks appearing in Ukraine, he immediately declared his readiness to restart talks. But as soon as the pressure disappeared, he abandoned diplomacy again. So it's obvious for us what to do. We need more deep strike capabilities. Sanctions against two large Russian oil companies, pressure on Russian oil. Everything Putin does is an attempt to delay new forms of pressure. We must create in Russia a will to negotiate. And I will ready to meet in any meaningful format, and the current line of contact could be the starting point of negotiations, real negotiations.
View to help secure Ukraine's skies and seas and regenerate Ukraine's armed forces, with